Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining. I'm Mikhail Stoyanov, CTO at EADX, and with me is Satya Pandey, our data and AI architect. Today, we will show you something simple but useful: how to take the documents your business already has, invoices, specs, compliance papers, and just ask them questions in plain English. And later, Satya will show it to you live. Quick legal note: as always, everything today is for information, not a commitment. Now, the good part. Here's the plan. First, a short intro to who we are, about 3 minutes. Then, the real topic, a problem with documents and how we solve it. After that, Satya runs a live demo, so you see it working, not just hear about it. And we will leave plenty of time for your questions at the end. First, quickly, who we are. EADX is an engineering and consultancy company. We work across Germany, Bulgaria, and India, and we serve enterprise clients mostly in the DACH region. What we do is easy to say. We connect systems, we run cloud platforms, and we turn data into something useful. Frank and I lead the company. We are both from a hands-on technical background. So we focus on three areas: enterprise integration, making systems talk to each other in real time; cloud ops, running everything on Azure, from migration to daily operations; and data and AI, which is what today is about. Everything we show you sits in that middle box. So let's talk about the challenge. Here's a line I keep coming back to: your next customer order is hidden in a PDF. Think about it. Somewhere in your company, the answer a customer is waiting for already exists. It's written down. It's just stuck inside a document nobody can find fast enough. This shows up in three ways. First, it's hard to find. Thousands of datasheets and specification documents scattered across SharePoint, with no real way to search them by meaning. Second, it's slow. It can take 2 or 3 weeks to process a new batch of documents. And third, it doesn't scale. The answers live in the heads of a few experts, and when they're busy, everything waits. Put simply, every question you can't answer fast is revenue walking out the door. So here's what we built: an AI assistant running on quote that turns any document into an instant sourced answer. Same documents, same SharePoint, but now you ask in plain English across invoices, compliance statements, and regulations. It speeds up sales, it frees your experts from repeating themselves, and this part matters. Every answer shows its source, so you stay audit ready and compliant. Now, how it's built. The whole thing runs natively on Snowflake. One idea matters most, and it's the line at the bottom. The model goes to the data, not the other way around. Your documents never leave your platform. Documents come in on the left. In the middle, Snowflake does four things. It stores the files, it reads them, it indexes them by meaning, and then an MCP server turns all of that into tools that Quote or any other chatbot can call. And on the right, it connects to what people already use: Teams, Power BI, SAP, Salesforce, Quote Desktop, ChatGPT, or whatever tools you use in your organization. Nothing moves, nothing leaves the organization. This is the main point. So, why did we build it this way? 4 reasons. Your data never leaves your governance boundary. Your existing access rules still apply. Same logins, same permissions. You pay only for what you use, with no GPUs to manage, and one platform handles both the AI and your normal analytics. In short, the power of a modern AI assistant without sending your data anywhere. And underneath, 3 capabilities do the work. AI extract reads the documents, PDFs, Word, even handwriting in over 30 languages. Cortex Search finds the right content by meaning, not just keywords. It works in milliseconds. And the agent layer, through our MCP server, lets Quote pull it all together and answer with a citation on every line, all of it inside your own platform. So, enough slides for me for now. The best way to understand this is to watch it. And the person to show you is the one who actually built it, Satya, our data and AI architect. Satya, over to you.
Thank you, Mihail. Can we have a presentation in the next slide? Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction, Mihail, and a nice statements about what we are trying to build here and what we do in our company. In this live demo, I'm gonna show you 4 steps, which gonna be covering how we're gonna ingest the data. So when we're talking about documents, so documents can be available in various fields in your company. So it could possible that it is in SharePoint, it is in some shared drive, or it could be in a FTP server. So we're gonna bring those documents together so that we can do the live ingestion. For this demo, we're gonna do the ingestion to the staging area. Once we ingest a document, we can do we let Snowflake run the models, the LLM models, to extract the data, and that's the second part of it, where we're going to use capabilities from Snowflake to extract structured and unstructured data. Third, what will happen is that this data will be available in Snowflake, in tables, and in vector format. We have created the APIs, which gonna fetch this information, and then we have MCP server in front of it. And this MCP server is gonna connect to Claude for us, and I'm gonna demo how it works in Claude. So these are 4 steps. We're gonna ingest the data, let Snowflake process this data. That data will be available in plain English for us, and then we use chatbot for getting the data out, and we will do some queries. So this is the flow, and now I'm gonna switch to my screens and start showing you how it works. So we're gonna start with Snowflake. So right now in your screen, you can see this is a Snowflake UI interface, which can be used to interact with Snowflake. And the main important interesting point today is that the database which you can see is called Document AI. This database which we have created has 2 main schemas. So schemas are nothing but the logical collection of tables and the items which we would like to keep. Here in Document AI, you can see we have operational docs, and then we have polymer industry. In operation docs, we have 2 main staging areas. So this stage area is from Snowflake, but what stages do in Snowflake is that it is a collection of artifacts which you can let Snowflake read. So here we have two stages, which is invoice stage and the reg stage. So the invoice stage is the stage where we're gonna have documents which are invoices, and what happens is, like in the institutions, invoices are having very standard format. So those standard format we're gonna let Snowflake read and create the table out of it. So this is a flow where we see what is structured. And the second staging area where we see is a reg staging area, where I'm trying to showcase if we have a huge documents which are text based and does not have any structure, how Snowflake gonna process it. Here in the invoice stage, right now you can see I have certain files. These files are being used to train the model in Snowflake. So what Snowflake does is that it takes certain files. So you have 5 or 10 or 50 samples which you can provide to Snowflake, and then you started improving the model. You try to tune the model so that it can extract the information. For the sake of this demo, we are not showing the extraction and modeling part. We have well-capable team who do the modeling for you. So if you would like to look into it, we are happy to show you further demos. Now we have these documents available in our staging area. What I'm going to demo is that I'm going to add one more file. So this staging area can be integrated with Microsoft services. It can be integrated with your Azure or AWS services to get the data from your corporate world to Snowflake. Here I'm going to do the manual intervention, and I'm going to add a file to the staging area manually. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to add a file, which is, I will show the file as well. So I'll replace this with the new window saying, so I have this invoice. You can see it is a Tokyo Precision KK, and we have the invoices in yen. Now let's switch back to Snowflake and move ahead with her demo. This one, and we are back. Now I'm gonna drop the file, or we can browse and put the file in Snowflake. So you can see the same file has been here, and we are uploading the file. So the new file Tokyo is available. Now what's going to happen is this file will be processed by Snowflake. Either we can do automation, or we can also do manual processing or batch processing. It based on how quickly we want to those data to be available in your database. Once you can see here, we have these tables, and all these invoices, since they're structured, they are being extracted in this table. And if I do the data preview, we see right now we have these information coming out, which file, what the vendor name is, and all of that information. So this is all available. I'm gonna run the process, Snowflake Snowsite process, which gonna go and process this new file, which is available right now in our system, and it will extract the information. So I'm gonna do that in background. So it's our Snowsite process started. It is gonna go and look for the new files which are available and started extracting the information through AI extract. Snowflake has two main components, or two main functionalities which we can use as a product. So AI extract, what it does is it extracts the structured information out of your documents. And the second one is a Cortex AI search. What it does is, if you have a document which is very unstructured document and we cannot extract any structured information out of it, then it extract the information as chunks and create a vector out of it. So that is a reg stage which we was working on. So right now AI extract is happening. We just need to wait for a couple of seconds, and then it should be available. So you can see this data which we have extracted. We have all the headers, and then we have line items as well. So first table is about header. And second table is about if an invoice has multiple descriptions, multiple line items, we're going to extract all those line items in this table. So our data has been processed, the document is available. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to our Claude instance, which has MCP server now. So give me a moment, I'm going to switch my screen again. So we are in Claude now. Hope you can see my screen. And I'm going to show you something about how the MCP server looks like. So I'll go to screen settings now. We have connectors. It is just move to customize. And here you can see we have EADX AI MCP server. This MCP server has multiple tools. What those tools does is every tool is like a function which can work independently to get the output from the queries. Here you can see we have 9 or 10 tools right now, and the main tools which we're going to use for our demo is query invoice, which you also see when we are going to prompt. Then we do the search regulatory documents where we're going to fetch information from unstructured data, and some more tools as well. I'll go back and start the new chat. First, I'll check if our MCP server is alive. So can we connect to EADX MCP server? Now Claude knows that we have MCP server and started looking for the tools, and it will find if it is ready. So see, we have EADX MCP server ready, and it uses a tool where it's trying to get all the tables which we have in our database. So first question is going to ask is for the invoice which we have ingested a while back. So that company name was Tokyo Precision. So what I'm going to ask is, can you find how much invoice amount was charged by Tokyo Precision KK? So we don't need to tell Claude which tool it has to go. It knows that it needs to go and query invoices. So you can see now it has already queried the tool, queried our database, and it gets the information that we have subtotal of 730 or 73,000 yen, and total is 806,000 yen. I'm going to show you again invoice quickly so that we can match the data. So here you can see we had this invoice from the Tokyo Precision KK, and we have amount due 806,300. So it is aware, our tool is aware, and it is real time. As soon as we process the data, it has all the information, and your users, either from the sales team or regulatory team, they have information available in their fingertips. Instead of if somebody asks for it after, let's say, 2 or 3 months, somebody has to go manually find the invoices and then get the information out. We'll do one more query. Can you sum up all the invoices in pounds? So now again, the beauty of having a MCP server instead of having a standalone chatbot is that we have LLM, which can do a lot of heavy lifting, and it can go and query the tools and get the information out. So if we go here and we want to see how the query is being done, see, it has done the query and get the information out. So all the technical details has been hidden from the user. Nobody exclusively write these queries, but LLM is able to do it. We can put it in a nice table. Can you put this data in nice table? And we can create presentation out of it. We can create PDFs, we can create reports and send it to the users. See, we have data available. Now we just discuss about the unstructured data. For the unstructured data, what we can do the same steps. We're going to load the documents either manually or with connectors like from Microsoft or from Azure or AWS. Then what Snowflake going to do is that it's going to use another service called Cortex AI. What it does is going to read the document. It will break the documents in a chunk and put the vectors for it. So we have already done it. I'm going to switch my screen once more. Window and here. You can see we have this reg stage, and we have ingested a document called a very big document where we have regulatory reporting requirements from bank. So if you are from regulator bank who are working in Europe, you always have to have these regulations available for your regulatory reporting people and also from your sales team, because they need to find out if the user is eligible for the loan and all other information which is available there. What we're going to do is that this document, I'm going to show you quickly that what content we have in this document here. So this is a long document with 225 pages. We already ingested this document, and Snowflake have all the information. Now, if we need to go and find out, okay, what is net stable funding ratio here, somebody has to go and dig into the document, figure it out, go through the pages, and then you'll find the information in the page 154. Instead of that, we can just ingest this document. It is available to query. So what we're going to do is that since we already have ingested this document, it is available in our Snowflake and ready to query. I'm going to go to the cloud directly, and the cloud going to do the heavy lifting for us. So I'm going to ask the question directly now in Claude. Can you find the formula for NSFR? We don't even need to write the whole full form, but since it is LLM, it knows what is NSFR, and then it's go and try to find the document and the chunk where the data is. So you can see it started using another tool from the inventory of the tool which we have in our EADX MCP server tool. And now see, it able to get the information. It is saying that, okay, we already have the document in EADX, and this is the formula which is for NSFR. So we don't need to dig in anything. We can also summarize it. We can ask more questions, so it become more interactive. Instead of somebody has to go and look in a document, you can just talk to document now. And that's what our punchline is for this whole presentation, that you can talk to your document, you can get information very quickly. So this is what I have for the demo. I just want to summarize that we did the structured document ingestion, we did unstructured document ingestion, and then interact with the documents. That's conclude my demo, and we'll go back to Mihail for the presentation.
Okay, thanks Satya for the nice demo. Just a second, I'm sharing my screen again. And until you can see the screen, just before I continue, I'm reminding you that we will be happy to answer your questions at the end. So feel free to put your questions at any time in the chat. If we forgot something or something is not clear, we are happy to clarify it. So I continue with a few more slides. So what is worth it? Sales, finance, and risk teams answering document questions in seconds instead of hours, as Satya presented. And one single source of truth, invoices, compliance, regulations, all unified and current, available around the clock with no waiting. And this is just the start. Today, it's a document assistant. Next, it drives workflows. And further out, it runs full operations. And the honest truth is, the bottom line on the slide, the hardest part was never the AI. It's getting your documents AI ready. and we have already done that work at EADX. And here's the whole thing in 5 simple steps. First, we correct the documents. They flow in from SharePoint automatically. Then we read them. The AI pulls out the data, even from messy layouts. And the next step is understand. It indexes everything by meaning. Then serve, an MCP server turns that data into tools. And answer, quote, calls those tools and replies with a link to the source. So, how do you actually get there? The most interesting part of everything. It's simple. It's 3 steps. First, as always, we start with a short discovery workshop, 1 or 2 days, where we look at your situation and pick the top 3 use cases. Then we built the first one as a working product in 3 to 4 weeks. So you see the real very fast. And from there, we roll out to the next use case on the same platform, which means each one gets cheaper and quicker. So the idea is for you to start small, you prove it, it can be done, and then you can scale it. And that's the core of it. I hope it was interesting for you. Now we would love to hear your questions, so feel free to drop them in the chat. And Satya and I will take as many as we can in the next 15 minutes, and the rest we can take offline after the webinar.
So we have the first question: how important is data quality when implementing a solution like this? It's a really curious and important question. And the best part of our whole pipeline right now is that we are gonna ingest data to Snowflake. And since we are gonna use Snowflake's LLM, we're gonna train the model. We try to avoid the issues with the data quality, but we can also implement data quality inside Snowflake, which we are doing with multiple open source tools in our customers. So one of us great expectation. So where you can put this data quality measures, which are 9 measures according to data quality from data quality okay, sorry, I just distracted. So there are 9 dimension of the data quality, and we are able to implement all those data quality measures there. We can also make sure that when the data is being ingested, we can do the notification to the users and it is available. So before the data is ready for MCP server, we make sure that the checks has been done and the data is available.
Okay, do we have any more questions?
There is another question from Martin, which is, have you processed document in Bulgarian? So the answer is that we did not process the documents in Bulgarian, but we did process a document in German. We did process documents in Dutch. So we are confident enough that we'll be able to process documents in Bulgarian as well.
Yes, it should work out of the box.
Another question is for Rodmir. Is the session using document AI with a trained model or the Cortex function like AI extract and pass document? So we are using inbuilt AI extract capabilities, but in the AI extract capabilities, you need to train the model. So we have trained the model based on the documents, sample documents which are available, and then we try to fine tune the model. You can also create your or do your own modeling, but we are trying to use native AI capabilities of Snowflake, and it is improving quite quickly because we have done this implementation 6 months back in a customer, and then we know that the data quality or the model's accuracy was around 83%. but with the same improvement of the model, with the same data set which we use for training, the accuracy moves to 93%. So that's why we're using AI extract, and it is working fabulously. Instead of we need to hire somebody as a data scientist and then do the modeling altogether from the scratch. Okay, is an interesting question. Does it support language other than English, both for asking questions to the product and for invoice document? Yes. For asking questions, you can ask questions in any language because we are using Claude or OpenAI. And when you ask a question in any language, it knows what to query. So you see that whenever it is trying to call MCP server for a tool, it is sending a technical queries, not a plain English queries. And that's because of that we are able to query in any language we need to, either in German or in Bulgarian or in Hindi or in English, whatever it is. For doing the ingestion, we already discussed that we did the ingestion in Dutch and German, so we are confident that we'll be able to do it with Bulgarian as well or any other language. There's one more question: if it is possible for the solution to work with models other than Claude. To clarify, we are using Claude as an AI chatbot interface and MCP server. So it is also possible that you can use ChatGPT or any other LLM which supports MCP server. So the most important part is that if any LLMs who can support MCP server will be able to use it to do the interaction. There's one more question: whether is the current solution limited to a specific industry or can it be adapted and scale across different industries? So the answer is that it's all about modeling. So modeling is usually agnostic, and a person who is going to train the model, he should be SME on that particular domain. So when we do the fine tuning, at that time when model extract the information, we need to train the model, do the give them the feedback that okay, this is what we mean, and then we start fine tuning. So it's most important answer is that if you have SME who understand your domain, then he will be able to train the model. And we are using AI extract, which will be agnostic. We don't need to worry about if a person knows technology or not. What's the cost model at the volume? It's a good question, Radamir. So what we see that we processed documents quite intensively, and we were always under the budget which client has provided. So I cannot give you the quantified answer right now because I cannot refer to a customer where we have done it, but rest assured that it never run over your cost or your budget which you have. There is one more question that we tried an AI project. There is a good question from Deepak saying that is fine tuning required or RAGs more suitable? So when we are extracting the information to structure data, we really need to do the fine tuning because it helps us to read the document, extract the information far better. But when we do the unstructured document, you can use RAG. Since the Cortex AI use RAG as well to get the information from the vector spaces. But it's always good to do the fine tuning of the model to get the precise information which can be used by, let's say, later by your analytical application as well. So if you're querying the document and getting the information, RAG will do it. It may take time. It may give you accuracy of 50%, 60%, or 90% based on the data which you have. But if you fine tune it, then you know that, okay, the data output which are coming are of good quality. And then you can always fine tune and improve your outputs. We have a question where we tried an AI project before and it went nowhere. Why would this be different? When you try an AI project, usually you start with a scratch. And the solution which we are presenting you right now, and the prerequisite is that if you are already a Snowflake customer, it will be quite easy because now you already have a data which is flowing through your data warehouses and you're doing analytical processing. So this is just one additional function which you can add and can improve your outputs a lot. And what will happen is that this is not about only the chatbot, but if you process these documents and you get the data extracted, which can be used further in your sales, in your forecasting, or in reporting, you're getting a lot of benefit out of it. And we are not doing upfront investment, a lot of investment as a data scientist or having a big GPUs for our AI project, but we use Snowflake's own infrastructure, and it is making sure that we are not running our cost. Okay, I think we are good. If we have any other question, we can answer. Otherwise, I would like to hand it off to Mihail, and then we can wrap it up.
Okay, just to share the screen. Okay, thank you all for your time. And if anything today made you think of a document pile in your own company, that's exactly the conversation we like to have. And one more thing, at the end of June, Satya and I will be at GTEx in Germany, Berlin, at one of the biggest AI events in Europe. If you will be there too, let's meet in person. It always beats a screen. And if you want to take the first step now, feel free to scan the QR code on the screen. It takes you straight to our website, or you can just leave a message to me here on LinkedIn or leave a message to Satya. And thanks again to everyone who attended the webinar. And thanks, Satya, as well.
Thank you very much, everybody, and thanks for joining this session.
Thank you. Bye.
See you.